Hey everyone, Daniel here from Drafty Sports, and I'm in a room today that is extremely echoey, so I apologize if the audio quality is not that good. I will make sure I record this same tutorial later on when I can get back in the studio. This video, we're going to walk you through the features of our auction draft room. This is a mock draft, and so the only difference between the mock draft and some of our live drafts is that we have the ability to add AI computers at the top, and also our player pool is limited to the first 100, to the top 100 players. So to begin, when your league mates join a draft, they're going to be invited to create a team name. So I'm just going to type in commish and join draft. The only exception to that is in an advanced auction format, where you have to provide the budget and the number of roster vacancies for each team, or SAU, you being the commissioner of your league. And so as your league mates join an advanced draft, they will not enter their team name. They should be logged in with the same email address as what the commissioner configured the draft for, and then the system will automatically recognize them and put them in the seat of their team. So because this is a mock draft, I'm going to go ahead and add some AIs here just so that we can get the draft started while I talk about it, so you have a little something to look at. So I'm going to go ahead and click Start Draft up in the top left, and you see the AI is placing some bids. The AI is not extremely smart, but it does allow you to get a feel for how the auction plays out in our features. So real quick, let's go through these boxes down here below, and then I'll skip back up to the top where the draft action is happening. So the draft activity is simply a log of all the actions that are taking place. So as I click these buttons up here, or if I place a bid, you see that the log is capturing all of that. Live chat is exactly what it sounds like. We can say, hey bros, and we can talk with our league mates while this is happening. And then this middle section is dedicated to the player that's currently on the auction block. And so right now you see that's Zeke, and we get a little profile information for him. Now that he is sold, Saquon Barkley is up for bidding, and the AIs are still going crazy. Here we have some stats. You may have seen that for Zeke. Saquon has not been in the league. Well, we actually don't have the 2018 stats yet, but for most players, you'll see some of their stats here. And then the nomination queue. This is something that makes Drafty unique compared to other auction drafts, is that instead of doing a round-robin nomination, you see these drafts are continuous. And so under undrafted players over here, I can queue up a player. Odell Beckham is now going to come up next for the auction. So that's going to save you some time because you're not giving everybody 30 seconds to choose a player, which results in a lot of downtime. So with Drafty, it's just boom, 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 boom. As soon as one auction ends, the next auction begins. And if we scroll down a little bit, you see the team rosters. So I won Zeke for $19 and Beat Blick 2 just won Saquon for $17. If we come back up, you see I nominated Odell as the next person to be drafted. And so now I'm on cooldown. I cannot nominate another player for about a minute and a half. We do that so that everybody gets a fair shake at nominating, which is, I think, a great concession to, or a great compromise to the round robin nominating that happens usually. So, all right, let's come back up and look at the draft action, because this is where you're pretty much going to be living throughout your draft. On the left side, you see time remaining. That's very simply how much time is remaining, how many seconds are remaining in this draft for Christian McCaffrey. And then Drafty operates on a +1 bid only system, and so as you click on bid, you're bidding the number value you see there, which is always going to be $1 more than the current bid. No one can artificially increase the bid so that there's never any risk of overbidding by accident. I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone, usually me, spamming bid, and then someone enters a manual bid that's maybe $30 or $40 higher, and then all of a sudden anybody that's just spamming on bid, they end up bidding a much higher dollar amount than they may have meant to. With Drafty, there's no risk of that. We've replaced that manual bid feature with what we call auto bid, And so you're not going to be able to see this really right now, I think, because the AIs are already bid their max, I think, on David Johnson. But I'm going to place an auto bid for $23 on Alvin Kamara and turn that on. And so now I can sit back and watch, and auto bid is going to place a bid on my behalf every few seconds. And so you see the confetti happening saying that I am the high bidder. If we look at the log, you see that I placed that $14 bid. I'm currently the high bidder. I also placed this $10 bid and a $5 bid just by setting my max bid for $23 and turning it on. So you can set your max bid per player and then walk away and rest assured that auto bid is going to take care of you and you're not going to bid more than what you want to bid. And so also this is going to save you money because instead of placing that manual bid for $45 on Todd Gurley, for example, you can set a max bid for $45, but that does not mean you're going to pay $45 for Todd Gurley. And you see auto bid turns off automatically as soon as a few different things happen. Either I don't have enough money to place my max bid, or if the bid itself increases higher than what my max bid was, I can manually turn off auto bid, and lots of things. We also have this fun more time please button. Once the timer is under 10 seconds, anybody can use that more time please button and add 10 seconds to the clock. So if you're making a hard decision, you can just say I need more time and click that button. You can only use that one time per auction, so use it carefully. And if we go down here, we see again the summary of everybody that's been bought, and this draft results. This is what's going to appear on your auction draft page at this URL for all time. So if you go to My Locker in the top right, you'll be able to see all of your completed drafts. And if you come to this draft room next year, you see Le'Veon Bell stats from 2015 and 2016. We probably need to update that. Then you'll be able to see the draft value for all the players from those previous drafts by going to My Locker. So I think that's pretty much everything. We didn't talk about this a whole lot, but this is pretty standard. This is where you can queue up a player. You can filter by position and do what you need to do to make sure that you get the right guys in place. We have not added kickers and defenses yet, so that's coming soon. And if you guys enjoy Drafty, make sure you subscribe on YouTube for future tutorials. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, but mostly we just hope you enjoy your draft. Good luck.